Here's the latest update on Fish and Worms' new fingerling production room. Got 150 gallon breeder tank back there in the corner. Got 180 gallon tank, breeder tank here on the left hand side. Volume tanks. Here's our new sand filter. That filters both the 150 and the 180. Backwash line to the outside. New water supply line coming in. Hard line right to the volume tanks, so we don't need any hoses anymore. Siphons. That's a biofilter I made. Just an orange juice jug with some rocks in the bottom for weight and plastic media and a 1/4 inch air line running up through it to make it boil. There's the bank of nursery tanks. Got 9 of them there. 3 rows of 3. Gonna try growing some duckweed there in the top 3. That's why I got a couple of grow lights up over top of there. This whole project's been a plumbing nightmare. Some of it's on its 5th redesign. Here's the bank of grow out tanks for the fingerlings. Got three grow out tanks and a sump tank. And I got them on a new spoonful sand filter now. Tied into the same discharge line for backwashing, and got a hard water line plumbed into the sump tank there with its own valve. Just finished up the lid there yesterday. There's my hot water tank heater element down there with the remote sensor, temperature sensor, running back to the remote thermostat. Got 3 of those in here now. Got one for there's the one for the 150 and the 180. Temperature is 86 degrees in the sump tanks down here. .3 in the 150. .83 degrees in the 180, so they don't run too far apart. Gonna have to get some more electric service in here. I got a 50 amp breaker feeding from the little house over here, but it's heavy enough to run everything, including the new sand filter. But as soon as I kick on the heater for this tank here, it puts it over the edge, so 50 amp breaker won't run the room anymore. So I just bought the stuff yesterday from Lowe's to put in a 200 amp service to the barn. But, that's pretty much it. Got a timer for the lights. This is going to be a little sump tank here for the bottom 3 nursery tanks, so that I can isolate them and run them at a different temperature, just for a little experiment here. I got it's got its own little pond pump in there, and its own heater, and I put a toilet tank valve in there to maintain water level once I get these tanks isolated. Tanks, these tanks are all drilled. They all drain into a common 1-inch line over here to an 1.5-inch line, running down. And the next bank of 3 are in a common 1-inch line back to the 1.5-inch line. And then the bottom 3 are also tied into a 1-inch line running back to the 1.5-inch. And from there, it all drains in the 1.5-inch right over to the sump tank. From there, I got the two barrels are tied together down there with a common 1.5-inch line, just so they maintain the same level. And then I got a separate pump in this back one that runs up and across to feed the 3 tiers of nursery tanks. Bought all glass tops last week for every tank now has its own glass top. That did a lot for the humidity in the room. The humidity it was raining in here before. It was humidity gauge here was running up to 70 to 80% before. Now it hangs down 30 or below. The room runs about 10 degrees behind the tanks, with no outside heat source in the room except for the tanks. So seems to be all kind of coming together here now. If we can just get some new fry in here to make it run. So see you next time.